guys, today's video is sponsored by the OneFootball app. If you haven't done it already, head down to the description before this video starts, click the link and download it completely free of charge on iOS or Android. Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of the Charlton Athletic Career Mode. Today, we are on episode 11, and if you remember last time, we did make a pretty much marquee signing, I would say, in this guy down here. Let's find him. His name is Josh Morris. Where's he gone? Oh, he's gone straight into the starting 11, sorry. And his name's not Josh Morris, that's a complete lie. His name is Josh Earl. He's a left back, he can play left midfield and striker. 20 years old, 6'3", a nice versatile young player that will grow in ratings. This is generally the kind of player that I like to sign. We've put him straight in there, but there's plenty more rotations that we're going to need to do. We pretty much spunked all of our money on him. We've still got around about 500k left in the transfer budget, as you can see here, 501k with about 10k sort of wage money as well. But I don't think, as I said at the end of the last episode, we are going to use that money to actually sign anybody else in this transfer window. How we are going to use that money, however, we've come over here to any position, first team quality. There are 40 players in here and we've already scouted a lot of them. Now these guys all have 1 year or less left on their contract, so that 500k I'm basically going to use as wage money, as bargaining money to try and pull off some free transfers. I'm sure you lot will agree that that is probably the most effective way to use the money, because I don't think for 500k we're really going to be able to sign anybody that is really, you know, going to immediately improve our squad. So it is the 2nd of January right now and we still haven't announced the player of the month and the goal of the month for December in the career mode. So the goal of the month for me, very, very easy. This is the goal right here. You can see it on your screens now, and it is Lyle Taylor's sort of, I don't know if you call this a bicycle kick, an overhead kick, whatever it was fantastic. And he put us, I think, 1-0 up at the time in a very, very important game. So that is pretty easy for me as the selection for the goal of the month. Now, player of the month, I am stuck between sort of 3 players here. I'll show you on the squad hub who I'm looking at. So the first one is down here, Tariq Fosu. If we go to his stats, his average is only 6.8, but he has shown up with some really important moments in important games for us, and he's had a very, very good month. I think that Lyle Taylor probably has a better shout than Tariq Fosu of getting the player of the month this month, or for December. And yeah, he's got 7.4 overall, and he's also scored some very, very important goals. The third player is somebody who has got a fair few man of the matches recently, and that is Mr. Diego Lainez, 18 years old and absolutely tearing League One up at the moment. 6 assists, 5 goals in 22 games, and he came all the way from the Mexican League. So that for me is very impressive. So I think it's going to have to be between Lainez and Taylor, and I still haven't decided. So give me a moment and I will decide. Alright, it's been very, very tough, but I think that just about nudging out Diego Lainez, who has been brilliant this month for us, is going to be Lyle Taylor. You've got to score, you've got to get on the end of things, and Lyle Taylor has been brilliant at that in the month of December. I believe this is now his 2nd award of Player of the Month, and yeah, Lyle Taylor is going to be my Player of the Month for December. So now we can move on to some actual football, and it's good to see that we've got a fair few empty days on the calendar here, because that's going to enable some of our players to recover from fitness and fatigue and stuff like that. Obviously there will be offers and stuff like that coming in for some of the players. As you can see right now, Michael Kennedy has been offered a 1-year loan deal at Lyonès, so you know, I'm only going to stop on things like that if something sort of materialises. And other than that, we're going to try and focus mainly on the football, as for me, most of our January business is done. And our monthly scouting update has not brought anybody particularly special. We've got Ju Ling Hei and Hong Hui Song. I don't know if I've pronounced those correctly, but they are the 2 players that have been brought to my attention, and this guy is a 31 to 43 at the moment at 17 years old, so that's not very impressive. We'll straight up reject him. And this guy, I'll keep him in there just for 1 more month, but I don't expect myself to be signing him to our youth academy. So a pretty disappointing month there for the youth academy, but you know, we've always got the rest of the, I think, 4 months to have a look at some incoming players, and we've actually already made a couple of decent signings from this this scouting system. So yeah, we're not too unhappy with that, but hopefully next month we'll have a little bit more in that regard. Some injury news then, and Mark Marshall has returned from his injury. He can rejoin the training sessions, which means in a week or 2, maybe 3 at a push, he will be able to be used and have no risk of injury in our first team, so that's good news. Wow, I never thought I'd see the day where Kenneth Yao had actually got a loan deal that actually went through. So he's gone for a year to AC Horsens. I don't really like doing year loan deals in January because they come back halfway through next season and it's a bit weird, but whatever. He's out of the club. He's got some experience now, or an opportunity to get some experience at least if he actually gets played at AC Horsens. Don't know again where that team comes from. I'm going to have to look it up after I finish recording. We've also got a loan offer for Bloomberg, but I don't think I'm going to let him go because I just feel like centre-back is an area where we're lacking a little bit, especially with Yao now out, so we'll probably keep Bloomberg for now. And Mikel Kennedy has gone to Grimsby Town for a year as well, so another youth player out to get some experience. These aren't players that necessarily will manage to get in our first team by the time they come back, but they might have, you know, increase their rating and potentially increase their transfer value along with that. So that's fine. Good stuff for Mikel Kennedy. Hopefully he can get some more game time because we didn't even play him once when he was here this season, I don't think. So now for an away fixture against Shrewsbury. It's the 12th of January. This is a decent team. Let's see where they are in the league. Last season, obviously, in real life, they were knocking about the top. They're actually rock bottom. Maybe this could be a simmable game and we can move on to a different game then. I think I like the sound of that because they've not had a great season. How many games have they won? They have won 3 games overall. They've drawn 11, so they might get a draw from us, but I feel like we can probably get the win on the sim. Now, a lot of you people might question that, but I think, although we do have a Rebo out, don't we? Yeah, you know what? Pratley in. I still think we've got a good chance of winning this. I'm going to sim it. All right, I'm going to sim it. We're going to go into this simmed match, and we've pretty much reverted back to our strongest 11. Pratley comes in for a Rebo who is suspended. Earl makes his first appearance on the bench for us. My idea behind that was that he's a very versatile defender, so he can come on if there are injuries. And there actually is an injury to Patrick Bauer in the 17th minute. I hope that's not too much of a bad one. Maybe he'll get substituted, I don't know. Yeah, Earl comes on for him, actually. Doherty puts Shrewsbury 1-0 up. That is not a good sign. Grant comes on for them. Zhu comes on for us for Fosu. Reeves comes on. Reeves scores off the bench, and that is going to be a draw. And that's not the ideal result, and maybe I need to start taking games like that into my own hands. I don't know if that's agreed by you guys, but maybe I was a bit complacent there with Shrewsbury being bottom and stuff like that. But we got the draw against them. Oh no, Patrick Bauer, look at that, out for 4 months. That is crazy. That is going to be a real big miss for us. Naby Sarr's going to have to come in and do a few bits, maybe even the new signing Earl. That is a long time, a cruciate ligament injury. And wow, that is maybe punishment for me simming that game. Luckily though, Joe Aribo's back for the next game, but yeah, that's a big miss for us. And we might have to start looking at preparing for life in the playoffs or trying to get the playoffs, because that is an unfortunate result after that game. So time to take things back into our own hands, I suppose. We are 6 points cut off from Sunderland, now in second place, and a whopping 11 points cut off from Scunthorpe. They have played an extra game than us, but that is still way too many points for my liking. We've got this home game against Accrington now. Time to get into this one and see if we can win it. Let's go. Here we go, a rainy day at the Valley, and we are taking on Accrington Stanley. This is going to be a difficult game, as all the games are in League One, we know that. But Accrington Stanley, I don't think they're doing too well in the table. We might get to see that shortly. Yeah, we can now. We're third. Accrington definitely not in the top 10. I don't know if it will show where Accrington are, but then they're not anywhere near promotion or anything like that. So we do want to look at this game as a 3-point essential game. So yeah, let's try and get into this one and win it. But first, we need to see the lineups. Charlton line up like this. Phillips in goal. Deek Still, who is nearly a 70 rated now. Right back, Sarr comes in for the long injured Patrick Bauer. Next to Jason Pearce, the captain. Earl makes his debut at left back. And then in midfield, we've got Aribo comes back from suspension. Forster Kaski, Lanes and Fosu on the wings. Taylor and Vetterkelly up front. That's a good, strong team for us. Now let's have a look at Accrington Stanley's lineup. So Maxted in goal for them. Their right back is Johnson. In the centre of defence, they've got Sykes and Hughes. They've got Wood at left back. And let's see, before this changes, their midfield as well. Connolly and Nolan in central midfield. Mingoya on the right, McConville on the left, and Mangan and Manan, Manan basically, up front. Here's the first touch for Earl. Nice close control from Earl. Inside to Forster Kaski, over here to Lanes. Lanes, lots and lots of bodies over him. And just squirts it back to Aribo. We've got to do this thing where we just keep possession on the edge of the box until there's a gap. Here is the gap. Aribo to Lyle Taylor. Lyle Taylor with the shot. Lyle Taylor with the goal. He continues his goal scoring form for Charlton into the month of January. And although we haven't had a great start and a great run of form, we have in 13 minutes gone 1-0 up with Lyle Taylor's right boot yet again in this career mode. Just proving to be lethal, basically. The number 9 for Charlton puts us 1-0 up. Decent goal. Let's have a look at this replay. Little 1-2 there. Just kept the ball very, very calm. Little gap appeared. Dodged out the way, Vettekelly. Very, very well, actually. And finessed into the bottom right-hand corner. Yeah, good job. Vettekelly did notice that he had to get out of the way there. 1-0 Charlton. Oh, here comes Mangum for Accrington Stanley. They get the shot in. It fizzes wide. Don't think that came off of my player. It did, actually. It's going to be a corner for Accrington. Let's see how they do from this corner. It's a decent one. Good position. They get the head. Oh, just wide. I find it very difficult to win headers, especially against the CPU. But that was very, very close for Accrington Stanley to get an equaliser there. And Phillips dived well, but I don't know if he had it covered. We've won the ball high up the pitch here. Lanez gives the ball to Vettekelly, who gives it back to Lanez. And back across goal. And Taylor in for his second. What a well-worked move. We made the most of their mistake there. And we are 2-0 up inside 31 minutes, or inside 32 minutes actually. Lyle Taylor with a brace so far. His second of the game, really well worked. And I could have had the shot here with Lanez, but I saw Taylor running in a better position and in a better angle as well to score. And he does put it in. It had to come off the keeper. He got a touch on it, but it's 2-0 to Charlton. Vettekelly, is this going to be half-time soon? Tries to play in Fosu. Could have been another goal-scoring opportunity, to be honest. But as it is, we are going into the half-time break. 2-0 up against Accrington Stanley at the Valley. And that man there, Lyle Taylor, 2 shots and 2 goals. Very, very prolific at the Valley this afternoon on this rainy day. Hopefully we can keep this form going into the second half. Scunthorpe and Sunderland actually playing each other today, so hopefully it can stay around about 0-0, at least end in a draw in some regard, because that would mean that we would be able to pull the gap 2 points to both teams there. That would be really, really important for us. Oh, that's a good through ball all the way through, and they pull one back straight through the middle. That was really poor from our centre-backs, and maybe, again, that is something to do with Naby Sarr replacing the right-footed Patrick Bauer. I don't know, but positionally something wasn't right there, because we got really cut open through the middle there, unfortunately. Look at this ball, just darted around the midfield, and then all of a sudden, one ball through the middle and bang in the back of the net. That is not how you want to concede. And the number 3, my Nan, scores against Charlton at the Valley to pull it back to 2-1. Here comes Lyle Taylor on for a hat-trick here. He's in the box. Lyle Taylor, easy, and he gets the shot off, saved by Max did. And it wasn't a brilliant left-footed shot, and we're going to have to sub him off because he's getting quite tired. He's put in a real big performance for us today, and I think we might have to save him for his hat-trick. But here come Accrington, actually. Can we get a tackle in? It's Mangan, and they've turned it on a little bit, Accrington, to be honest. But Phillips gathers it, and like I said, Grant will be coming on for Taylor very, very shortly. Oh no, and here they come. It's 90 minutes approaching. And can Deek still outmuscle him? He can. That is great defending, composed defending at the right time from Anthony Deekstill. And actually, Lanez doesn't manage to quite keep that in. Only 2 minutes added, so they shouldn't have time to get this up the pitch, but you never know. Let's hope the full-time whistle goes before they can muster anything up. There it goes, 2-1 to Charlton at the Valley, and all that matters, although that was kind of squeaky bum time there, all that matters is that we get the 3 points. And Diego Lanez celebrating, rightfully so. Forster Kasky giving him the double high fives. And yeah, nice 3 points to sort of end our bad run of form. And there we go, Lyle Taylor, who was substituted off in a nice red jacket there, does probably claim man of the match. For me, he was brilliant, but he was just tired and I didn't want to risk another big injury in the squad. So, look at the fans' invoice there. Charlton 2, Accrington 1. We take 3 points. Let's check what the Sunderland Scunthorpe score was, because that is really important. So, unsurprisingly, a 9.3 and a man of the match performance from Lyle Taylor. Joe Aribo, the other player that was subbed, gets an 8.4. Pratley came on, got a 6.9. Fosu got a 6.8 over there. Very quiet game on the left. Josh L gets a 7.2 on his debut. Everybody else in the back four got a 7. Lanez an 8.5. Again, another outstanding performance. And Grant, really, really quiet again. And I think Vettekelly and Taylor, I'm edging towards that at the moment because Grant has not had a very, very successful spell in front of goal of late. So yeah, I think Vettekelly is probably in contention to get the nod ahead of him. And as you can see there, Scunthorpe did defeat Sunderland, which actually potentially makes our job easier of getting at least into that second place ahead of Sunderland. I think that's going to cut the gap significantly. Yeah, back to 3 points. So if we can win our next game and Sunderland lose, we're back in there. But I want to stop playing this chasing game and actually get in there, and I will do that very, very soon as long as I've got my A game on. So as we come towards the end of January now, I think we're about on the 23rd, yeah, you can see the email there, is dated at the 23rd of January. We have made a direct response to Patrick Bauer's long-term injury, and we have brought in Reece Oxford on loan. Now, I know Christian Bielik is already in the club. I think he's 65 or 66 rated. But Reece Oxford is 69 rated, which is significantly higher. And of course, we still need a little bit more depth there. So we've got 2 lone centre-backs, but Reece Oxford, a right-footed centre-back, also can play in a variety of other positions, is a very, very good short-term loan in my opinion. We've also made one signing, which is a free transfer signing that will come in alongside Tyler Blackett. It's not a particularly exciting one, but it's a decent player in a position that we very, very much need to address. So if we go over here to the transfer hub and have a look at who that player is, we can see that it is going to be this goalkeeper here. His name is Jose De Vecchi. He's Argentinian, sorry, and he's from San Lorenzo de Almagro. So I don't know if I pronounced that right, as always. But yeah, 23 years old, relatively young, 66 rated, a good backup goalkeeper. The only thing is, we have put on his contract that he's an important player because he wouldn't accept anything less. So that might cause a bit of a headache in the future because I don't actually plan to play him that much. But for now, all we need to worry about is once Jed Steer goes, we need at least another goalkeeper in the club to replace him. So yeah, Jose De Vecchi for now is coming into the club in the summer. Alright everybody, so let's end this episode off then with this game against Peterborough away from home. Hugely important. Peterborough, where are they in the table? Let's have a look. They are 11th, so mid-table, you know, threatening the top 6, 5 points behind them, and a very, very strong team. We know that in real life. They are very much near the top of the table, I believe second at the moment I'm recording this. So we need to play this one. It wouldn't make sense not to play it. We're going to play it and go away from home in our red kit. They've got their blue kit going, so that's nice and distinct. Reece Oxford's going to make his debut this game. We'll go over the starting lineup as we enter the game, but this is going to be the last action of this episode, guys, and a hugely important finale to this episode, because if we can get the 3 points away at Peterborough, that potentially may close the gap even further on Sunderland and Shrewsbury at the top, and Scunthorpe at the top of League One. Here is the Peterborough United lineup then. Chapman in goal, Leon, Bennett, Yorworth and Denton at the back. In midfield, you have Walker, Woodyard, O'Hara and Ward, and then up front, Godden, once a target of Charlton actually, and Cummings, a very dangerous striker in his own right as well. No Maddison I didn't see there. Maybe he got transferred. Phillips in goal for us, then Deek still at right back, Page at left back. As I mentioned, Oxford getting his debut next to Jason Pearce. I think that right-footed centre-back is very important for me in the way I play anyway. Sarr did well, but yeah, I prefer that. Aribo and Forster-Caskey in midfield, Lanes and Fossil on the wings, and up front, the standard lineup, partnership, of Igor Vetterkelly and Lyle Taylor as we get into this game, and they've just launched an aimless ball forward. Let's go. Here we go. Quick getaway here. I can see a lot of space over there for Lanes. Great work from Lanes to run and be available. Here he comes, Lanes. And that is onside, I think, and Vetterkelly scores a goal for Charlton. Wow, nice assist. Again, an assist from Lanes. He is so prolific with the assists. And Vetterkelly, haven't scored with him for a few games, but it was an interesting finish. It was quite nice in the end, the way it sort of just clipped off the post. And a slide tackle came in and it almost went off both posts. But yeah, enough to go over the line. And 1-0 to Charlton away at Peterborough. This could be a vital goal for us. Oh, and there is the goal from Godden. And I kind of melted because I brought Phillips out and then it was me controlling him this time that said, actually, do you know what? No, go back on your line. And that was potentially a mistake, because now Godden, the ex-Charlton target, as I mentioned, gets a goal to equalise for Peterborough as a direct reply to Vetterkelly's initial goal. Ball came in there from the corner. As you can see, backtracking Dylan Phillips, and he just doesn't get a hand to it. Alright, so it's half-time and the score is 1-1. Scunthorpe also being held to a 1-1 draw away at Fleetwood. I'm hoping Fleetwood can nick the win, and of course I'm hoping that Charlton also nick the win here at Peterborough. Let's get into the second half now. Okay, the ball goes forward. We win the ball in the air, to be fair. And here comes Vetterkelly. Vetterkelly, oh, look at this. This has got to be a goal for Forster-Caskey. And it is a goal from Forster-Caskey. It wasn't the most convincing finish, but it doesn't matter because it goes in. 9 minutes left on the clock. And we've got 2-1 up away at Peterborough. That could be such an important goal for us. Jake Forster-Caskey, the number 8, the real pivot in midfield for us. played a more defensive role, I think, this season than maybe someone like a Rebo. But this is a nice finish. Heavy touch there and just stabbed it in before the keeper pounced. And yeah, overall, a decent goal. And yeah, it doesn't matter how the goal came. We just needed it and we got it. Here's Reece Oxford with the cross, and it's going to be a goal. Who's that on the left? I think that's Igor Vetterkelly. Reece Oxford getting an assist on his debut game, and we do manage to widen the gap as 90 minutes is reached on the clock, and Vetterkelly gets another goal for us. The home fans very frustrated at what they've seen in the last 10 minutes from their side here, but look at that nice little dinked cross and lots of space for Vetterkelly. Oxford with the assist, Vetterkelly with the goal, Charlton with the win. Here comes Leon, gets the shot off. Once Phillips hits this up the pitch, it will be full time, and that is a great away victory at 11th in the table, Peterborough. And let's have a look and see what the rivals Sunderland and Scunthorpe, how they've performed. But great performance from Vetterkelly. Another great performance from Lanez. He is so prolific for me with the assist and just good performances down that right-hand side. And yeah, lots of attempts on goal for Vetterkelly, and he put away 2 of them. That's all that counted, and Forster-Kaski with the other goal as well. So some really nice performances from a lot of our players there. Igor Vetterkelly, obviously, with the man of the match with the 2 goals. Jake Forster-Kaski with the 1 goal. Assist from Reece Oxford, Carlon Grant, and Diego Lanez. And an 8.5 for the substitute Grant. I'm really pleased with that because he hasn't been playing too well recently. Taylor as well, an 8. An 8.9 for Diego Lanez, 8.8 for Oxford, 9.1 for Forster-Kaski, and the back 4, the only slightly, I wouldn't even say below average, because look, a 7, a 7, a 6, and an 8 for Deekstill, in fact. And our substitutes, 7.3 and 8.1 for Fosu and Aribo. Phillips as well had a pretty good game, other than that one mistake, which was completely my fault. He played really well, so 7.7 for him, and that is going to be our full ratings for this game. Let's see now how the rest of the league got on. And Scunthorpe managed to nick another win. They are doing so many bits this season. Really are the team to catch, and I haven't even heard of a game in the last 2 months where they haven't won it. Look at that, they are 65 points clear at the top of the table by 11 points on second place. They've played 2 more games, bearing in mind, than Sunderland, 1 more game than us, but they are running away with it right now. Charlton, though, on equal points with Sunderland. They have a game in hand on us. Hopefully they'll lose it, but guys, that is going to be it. In fact, let's check this office real quick to see if anything has happened. It's just a load of scout reports, so we don't need to worry about that. Player conversation, Billy Clark a little bit frustrated at his playing time. We can maybe try and rectify that now that Jamie Ward's gone. But yeah, that is going to be it for this episode, guys. Make sure you leave a like on episode 11. Make sure you follow my socials, at JamieBoxallYT on Twitter and at JJBoxall on Instagram. And yeah, stick around, subscribe to the channel, and we've got plenty more FIFA and football videos coming that you're going to enjoy. So yeah, see you later, guys. Thanks for watching, and sweet.